it's amazing how the trees will find a way to get the sunlight and possibly put some mangoes on there. Now, even if it doesn't get mangoes, it might not only be the trees or how close they are, the spacing. It could be that they were all seedlings and maybe they're just not good seedling mangoes. We'll see, but those are the closest mangoes I've ever seen planted next to each other. And at least the trees look good. So we'll see what happens in the future with that. Hello everybody, here's an update of this house that I filmed last time, talking about how close these mango trees are together. All these mangoes, and somebody asked, are they fruiting? So I figured I'd come back here and check and see how they're doing. So this is amazing how close these trees are. But in the front, yes, there's a lot of mature fruit on the tree. Here in the front, you see a lot of mature fruit. Now I have no idea how these taste. They definitely look like seedlings. There's a coconut growing in the tree, but every tree here is fruiting a good amount. Here's that one. There is fruit on even the ones up there. Look at that. So this was the house. Now I did try to contact the owners of the house to find out more about what they were growing, but the problem was they didn't speak English. I'll have to come back here with some Spanish speaking people. But yeah, there's a good size of fruit on all these trees. And just to refresh your memory here of where we were, look at this. Look how close these trees are, all these big trees. Yeah. And if you remember correctly, these looked like they were all in pots. And the pots just broke. So maybe somebody put seedlings in the pots. Now this one, these aren't fruiting at the lower ends because they're not getting enough sun possibly. So when you're standing under the tree, you don't see anything. But when you come out here, because mangoes need sun, they're all loaded with little mangoes. So there's the update. I'll come back hopefully when they're fruiting, because these are all in the street. So since these are all in the street, I should be able to get some to test and try. So this is an update. I'll put a link below and also after this video to the previous video I did on this, talking about how close these trees are. And let's see, they have some trees in the yard. And again, those trees at the end, in the sunny part, are fruiting, but not in the shady part. This yard is just loaded. Alrighty, there's your update. And I came across the yard near my house that planted the mango trees right next to each other. And these mango trees are grown up big now. We'll have to go revisit them in the summertime during mango season and see how the trees are doing. But the trees certainly look like they found room in there, or they're finding room for each other. So check out this video of this local yard in my neighborhood and check out what they did. Because people like myself, I care and I work so hard to figure out these trees, and maybe I think about them way too much. But there are some people that I guess just don't care and they just plant it and let it go and see what happens. Very interesting. Check it out. All right, everybody, check this out. This is another house in my neighborhood. And look how close these mango trees are. Look at this. And we're going to take a look at the canopies. I don't know how well these fruit. There's several more in the back there. I would assume these are seedlings, but it takes up the whole sidewalk. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 10 trees. Absolutely amazing. We're going to go back and look. And then, here, look. Look at this. This is like right next to each other. Not even 1 foot apart. You see them growing. And their canopy looks wonderful. So even though up there they're intertwined, there's enough greenery up there and enough greenery over there. Really, really cool. So let me pan out here, show you. Really, really cool. Look here, this is just so close. Look at those, how close they are. That one looks like it might have been in a pot, and the pot just split open. It just split right through that. And look how close. These are some old trees. You see they're reaching for the sky trying to get that sun, but this tree is all the way out here. So this is possible. Amazing. Amazing. Let's go take a wider look. So there is the greenery of these trees. All those are mangoes in the summertime. And those trees are so close. I definitely wouldn't keep my trees that big, even if it's just one tree. It's just way too big. Definitely want to keep them smaller, but that's where the sun is. They need that because there's so much shade because there's so many trees on the bottom. And if you want shade, that's a good thing. And you're still getting the sun up top. That's going to be a lot of work to get mangoes from there. So I would definitely keep them trimmed. There's just so many there. Very cool. Very cool. I just wanted to show you guys again what's possible and what you can do. I don't think this is ideal. I think it's way too much work to maintain these trees. You know, if you like the shade in the bottom, which is good with one shade in Florida, but still a lot of work. Alrighty. Yeah, I would definitely have kept these shorter. And you could probably still get away, even though there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right here in a row. I think if you didn't have these two trees, that and that, you could have kept them much shorter. But for shade in the yard, there's a bunch of shade in the yard. So they did a great job with that. If that was their goal, maybe that was their goal. So they're getting the best of both worlds, the mangoes and the shade. So it all depends what your goal is. But here's 3 trees. Look how close these 3 trees are. And again, it looks like these trees are in pots. They were in pots and they just let the roots go in the ground and just bust open through the pots. It looks like they did that with all of these. So I'm going to have to come back and speak to the owners here and see if that was their goal and how old these trees are. Looks like they just planted some seedlings in pots. Just let it be against the sidewalk here. So I'll come back here and talk to the owner. And this is interesting. This is interesting. There's one right here that they actually cut down. So I wonder why they cut that down. So I'm going to speak to the owner and see. Maybe he didn't like the way that one came out. We'll see. And you know, another interesting thing is we come around here to the corner. There again is another pot. Another pot, that's what they did. We come around here to the corner and there's a coconut tree. There's a coconut tree growing. Let me show you this here. This is really interesting. This giant coconut tree. It's growing, and they planted it right next to the mango tree. You see how much higher the coconut tree is. Yeah. All right, everybody, there it was. Wasn't that interesting? I tried to get in touch with the owner, but I was unsuccessful. They did not speak English, and they're never home during the daytime. I went there once on a weekend, and somebody was giving a haircut in the backyard. They didn't speak English. So in the future, maybe I'll get back there and I'll talk to them more about it. But I didn't want to delay getting this video up because I found it very interesting how close they planted their trees.